Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gaff Major and this is Admiralty Reports. Admiralty Reports is your gameplay submissions with my commentary, and today we have a submission from Eternal Abyss, and he is playing the United States Premium Tier 5 Destroyer USS Monaghan. And as you can see, it is a game of arena on the map Rain. Now he has spawned on the western side of the map and he's pinged to the northeast of his position, just indicating to his friendly division which general direction he's going to be going. In his division he has a Warspite and a California. Now the enemies, there's 3 enemy teams, a total of 9 ships. Enemy Team Bravo is an Icarus in a division with an Ismail and a Mutsu. Now I think the Icarus is probably the biggest danger to Eternal Abyss here, because the Icarus does have probably one of the most competitive gun abilities out of the destroyers on the enemy teams, and also the Icarus does have those micro smoke screens and that sonar. If that Icarus gets close and is able to sonar and hide from Eternal Abyss, then that could be an issue. Enemy Team Charlie, there's a Fubuki, an Ismail and a Mutsu. Enemy Team Delta is a Fubuki, a Normandy and a New Mexico. So as they continue to head northeast from their western spawn, they're coming up to these little group of islands here. Now the Monaghan is quite an interesting premium ship. She's basically a upgraded Farragut really. So that does mean that she comes with American smoke and American engines as well. Enemy Normandy spotted, so that gives it away that we are looking at enemy team Delta, which are the red team. Normandy's already started to take a bit of a slap from the friendly battleships on the Eternal Abyss's team, and he's just pushing up, making sure that he can outspot the enemy destroyer. Unfortunately, he gets spotted by the Fubuki. The Fubuki does have better detectability, however, as you can see, Eternal Abyss's guns reload very quickly, and he is just mulching away on this Fubuki, already down to half health. Very nice. So, putting those 4 5-inch guns to work on the enemy there. Now the biggest difference between the Farragut and the Monaghan is really the Monaghan has actually sacrificed one of its 5 turrets in order to have a slightly improved anti-aircraft complement. She also comes with better torpedo ranges, so she's got those later war torpedoes. Picking on the Normandy, might as well see if we can get a fire. However, she's just dropped off. The New Mexico's coming into torpedo range though. That's a very tempting target. All the time, just got to be cautious of where the Fubuki and its torpedoes are going to go. I mean, I think she's already fired some past Eternal Abyss already, but that reload time on those Japanese torpedoes is quite competitive, and potentially they could be back very soon. Now, as always, down in the description will be the commander build and the ship modules, or equipment slots, I guess you could say, for the from the player. This is going to be a bit sneaky if we can get through those torpedoes. Just drawing the line of sight on the Fubuki, so quickly get some shots off, get some blind fires in just in case. Spotted probably by the New Mexico. So this is a bit of a dangerous situation. You could potentially have 2 battleships looking at you. Fubuki's fired off the 2 remaining launchers, so we know that she has no torpedoes. There she is, barely any health left, probably 1 or 2 volleys left to get rid of her. There she goes, very nice, and first blood. Probably looks like the Fubuki smoke screens disappeared, so we can't use that to break off, so we're just going to have to use our maneuverability and hope that the enemy battleships don't look at us. Alpha is being capped by the Bravo team, so that implies that the Icarus or the Ismail or the Mutsu, but probably the Icarus is in there, however, no longer being captured. Also, we're seeing that some of the Charlie team are starting to get spotted to the northeast. So, equipment slots, he's taken aiming systems and propulsion module 2. Commander, he's using Vincent Mordoff, ranked 14, legendary 2, and the skills that he's using are Observant Rage, look at me now, 1,000 cuts, sheltered arms, and unstoppable. Good choice to always go for an unstoppable on a destroyer, because that does mean that your engines and your rudder are going to keep going, and the maneuverability of a destroyer are one of the very few things that keep you alive sometimes. Inspirations wise, he's gone for Charles Madden, Mastery 17, and Blue Furiora. You remember the recent Halloween event commander, Mastery 16. He's recently chosen to switch to Blue Furiora because he feels that he needs a little bit more speed just to make sure that he can act upon the intelligence that he's gathered. Things like when the cap in the centre starts to get capped, he now has that speed in order to race in there and able to contest it. Getting some torpedoes down in the possible vicinity where the enemy destroyer is, but I'm not exactly certain. We're not running RDF or twist and track as you might know it. California mops off the New Mexico though from the Delta team. That's all of Delta gone. Still contested. Maybe it's down the other side then. Which makes sense. Maybe it is to the southern side. Oh, torpedo hit. And defender ribbon. That's got to be a Bravo team. Oh, the Icarus is down there then. Now you'll note that he's keeping his nose pointed out of the objective. The intention, his initial intention there is if he does get spotted, he can make a run and gun out of there. However, having got a torpedo hit, probably definitely on the destroyer. I mean, for it to stay undetected and get hit like that, it's got to be a destroyer. A single torpedo hit on the destroyer, that's going to be a good chunk of that HP removed. So on goes that engine boost. Torpedoes coming in, random scatter of torpedoes, definitely an Icarus. There she is, barely any HP left. It's always one of those, if you're going to sit in a objective, don't sit broadside on, because it means that you get torpedoed. If you are going to sit broadside on, use something that's going to protect you, something like sonar. Ooh, more torpedoes coming in from the north. Is that right? Yeah, coming from that's got to be the orange team then. Also, looks like the Ismail is pushing in to back up the Icarus. Don't blame him. That's a lot of guns that the Ismail can bring, and they're very accurate guns at times, especially at close range. Many a times I've gone pop thanks to an Ismail because I've underestimated it. Yeah, it looks like those torpedoes came in from where he's just pinged on the map. Very interesting. Well, it looks like Bravo teams pushed in nice and hard into the cap. So Bravo team have pretty much, well, secured the cap, I guess you could say. However, it is contested. That means Orange team have got to have some form of a presence there, and that would be the Fubuki. While the Orange team's battleships continue to be to the northeast of the objective. However, it does look like the friendly Warspite in California are kind of breaking off that engagement with that Orange team and starting to come down into the centre, trying to almost encourage the Orange team to take the equal and opposite route and sandwich the Red team in the middle. It's always quite amusing in these kind of team deathmatch games where when one team starts to get the advantage, sometimes there can be a bit of a mutual agreement between the other teams in order to make a move on the winning team. More torpedoes coming in. I haven't got the range though. There's the Icarus behind him, so those torpedoes were from the Fubuki. Icarus using its smoke screen, however, doesn't have a lot of HP. Eternal can almost lock his guns and keep some rounds going in. He's going to be able to... Oh, look at all those shells. Very nice work from the friendly California. Doing exactly what it should. As soon as something like a destroyer is spotted, getting those shells down range. Very nice. Some good work. That just leaves the Izumo and the Mutsu. Which does mean, apart from the Fubuki on the orange team, that does mean that Eternal is the other remaining destroyer. Icarus managed to get a torpedo punch out on the Warspite and does make contact with a few there. That's going to really harm the friendly Warspite, unfortunately. And there she goes. So that just leaves Eternal Abyss and his friendly California, and they are up against a Izumo and a Mutsu here, and then a Normandy and a New Mexico, which potentially are going to be coming in as well. Well, might as well make it rain and get some fire down on the Izumo, knowing that the Izumo is going to want to try and angle against the California that is to the north of Eternal Abyss. torpedoes reload in about 5 seconds, so we should be able to get another volley on him. Getting a fire, very nice. Looks like the Isabel's going to ram it into the island, so yeah, I can understand why Turnibus is here. He's just reading that situation, he's just waiting to see what the Isabel does. Isabel rams into the island, so we know she's got to back up and make a maneuver, so let's get those torpedoes down range, very nice. Now you see that he's aiming towards the rear of the ship there, he's just trying to get a fire on another module of the ship. And also aiming for that rearward superstructure as well, where he can get those penetrating hits. Obviously, the shatters do actually explode on the ship and can damage other modules. Now the Isabel's fire's gone out. Whether or not that was a damage control, which would seem odd because she let it burn for a while, or whether it's a let it burn out. She's on fire again though. 2 torpedo hits, 2 flood in, and she floods out. Oh no, another torpedo hit. Very nice. So, it looks like the friendly California also managed to mop up the Mutsu on the enemy team. So this just leaves the Charlie team. Ah, so the California managed to... Oh yeah, it was a Mutsu. So that, yeah, that just leaves Charlie team, which is another Isabel and a Mutsu. So they've done it once, let's see if they can do it again. Torpedoes, gotta be from the Fubuki. She's kicking around here too, so this is a 2v3 now. And he's in quite an awkward position because their team's almost pushing in, and it's kind of really down to Eternobis here to actually get in there and get contesting. He's now spotted by the Fubuki, not really much of a surprise, considering it has better text speed than him. There it is. It only has 2 HP bars. I mean, she only has about 10,000 HP, so I suspect that she's running a torpedo boat build where they sacrifice HP in order to improve their detectability. Something I'm always not too keen on. I'm very much one of those, I'd rather have more HP, but then that's because I'm a bit more of a gunfighter rather than a torpedo pilot. Knocking out the engines on the Fubuki, she's dead in the water, she's not popping smoke, so she's pretty much an easy meal. Right, time to get into an island or something, because you know that Fubuki's going to have fire torpedoes, and there they are. You'd be a fool to think otherwise. That's 1 launcher, that's 2 launchers. Just make sure that she didn't fire a 3rd launcher. But I think you're in the clear. Now, it looked like the Isabel was about to flex around that corner. She looked very close, very tempted to doing so. Now this puts them in an awkward situation. I mean, it wouldn't take too much for the Isabel just to come around the corner and just go guts or glory and wipe out Eternobis with a single volley. Taking a chance against the torpedoes. And you could see it doing that. Furthermore, we also have the Mutsu pushing into Alpha as well. Now the friendly California has started to move a bit further south and lining herself up. But this is very much a call each other's bluff. Who's going to make the first move? Just getting himself into a nice position here. Almost expecting that Isabel to come round. However, she hasn't done it yet. There's only 55 seconds of the game left. Just wish we could have eyes on. Wonder if the California has an aircraft. I think we're going guts or glory ourselves. 23 seconds till torpedo impact if he fires them. He's got 28 seconds left. Torpedoes coming into his front. 19 seconds for those torpedoes. 24 seconds. Fired. Those torpedoes have got about 4 seconds to spare. Getting torpedoes out on the other side. Those torpedoes have got about 3 seconds to spare towards the end of the game. We cannot cut this any closer. There, unfortunately, Eternobis goes. However, fish in the water against 2 battleships. And there we go. You cannot cut that any closer. Seconds left until the end of the game, securing himself a Kraken. And there we go. We can see that at the time of recording, Eternal Abyss has got nearly 1 million ship XP, having earned through playing Arena. And you can see that he is in the top 1% of players. In fact, sometimes if you look, he might be in the top 10. He seems to drift in and out of the top 10 depending on the time of day. Going on to the end screen, and we can see that he's managed to get himself 117,000 damage, 105 hits on target, 9 torpedoes, 9 flooding. Every single torpedo hit caused flooding. 7 defender ribbons, 9 fires, and obviously those 5 kills. Getting himself, it's just a flesh wound twice. They're right there at the end. Jolly good show. Getting himself double strike as well, plus first blood. He got the first and the last kill in this game. Getting himself devastating strike, high caliber, and Kraken unleashed. All in all, very much a jolly good show.
Good show. Jolly good show, Major.
Going on to the teams, and you can see that, well, there's a reason why he's managed to earn so much ship XP. He's making 5,390 ship XP in this game alone. Obviously, securing the win does give you an additional 30% as well. And also, when you do that much work, you're probably going to get rewarded for it. And you can see that he's pretty much the only one to earn himself a bucket load of medals. Going on to the economy screen, he's managed to make himself a total of 10,511 ship XP with a premium ship bonus of 30% and a premium account. So really raking in there quite nicely, and obviously that rubs off on his premium commander XP, and also the amount of credits he's made in this game. He's managed to make himself 503,000 credits. I don't think he's going to be running out of credits anytime soon. All in all, a brilliant submission by Eternal Abyss, and I can see why he's earning himself a nice slot in the top 1%. He's always sends in lovely submissions, and I do enjoy them. In fact, I think I have a bucket load. And but however, if you want to send in your own game submissions, feel free to send them in. Our email address is down in the description, along with the link to Patreon, as the channel is a non-monetized channel. Also, the commander build and the ship modules used by Eternal Abyss during this submission. Well, if you haven't liked it, give it a thumbs up. Enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe. Until next time, I'm the guy from Major, and back to the port.
Hey, hey, clear the way, here comes the galloping Major. Bumpity, 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 bump. Get out of the way there, you fellows, unless you want me to run you down. I guess this is the life. Now, hey, hey, clear the way, here comes the galloping Major.